I am so excited. Everybody's about to come into this room. Lives are about to change right now. There's going to be some breakthroughs. And I'm really excited for the first people that are coming in. I am so excited. What up, everybody? Hello. And I'm imagining right now, as everybody is starting to come in, I'm imagining there's this game show. And, you know how when Oprah was like, well, you get a car. I'm imagining this game show and everybody's coming in and I can see a crowd. And I'm just like, yo, you get a breakthrough. You get a breakthrough. You get a breakthrough. You get a breakthrough. And so how I just want to bring everybody in is simply by saying how awesome it is to be alive right now. All of us collectively together. And I do realize that there are people who are struggling and going through some crazy things. And I know that people are thriving and they're like, I made it past the crazy thing. And we're all here together. And here's my one promise. None of us are going to get out alive. So while we're here, is there an opportunity that we can make the best of the life that we have so that the next generation can live off the fruits of our labor, will not have to suffer from our own insecurities, from our ability not to forgive and hold on to resentment? Like, why would we even unconsciously want to create a world where the next generation has to carry our baggage? That doesn't even make sense. So I do these calls to be kind of like how they used to do in television broadcasting back in the day, where it's like, boop, we interrupt this regularly scheduled programming to give you some specific kind of message. Now, of course, I didn't know that that was programming some crazy stuff into our psychology at the time. So I would like to be the interrupted commercial to whatever anybody's got going on in life, so that this commercial can program that you are dope as shit, you deserve an extraordinary life, overflowing with abundance. If you're struggling, you don't have to. If you're stuck, you don't have to be. If you are wanting every area of your life to be overflowing in abundance, you can. So the invitation I'm inviting people into is to listen, learn, get your aha moments from the place of exactly what you want out of life. Not what you're trying to do, not how you're trying to impress somebody that you don't really like to fit inside of a group that you don't really want to be in. I want you to think about what it is that you really want in life. And think from that place. Now, if you're unclear, maybe what you want is clarity. I'm looking for clarity in my life for exactly what I want to do, and how I want to do it. And that's where a lot of people are. So if you are looking for clarity, that right there can be enough. Now, if you are clear and you don't know the steps on how to get from the level that you're at to the next level, whatever that is for you, think and bring that version of yourself to this call. I love doing breakthrough calls and breakthrough coaching sessions, and I don't like charging for them. Why? Because when I was broke, which is only a mindset, when I was homeless, when I was living in my car, $250,000 in debt, and I did not know how I was going to get out of the situation that I was in, when I was sleeping in an abandoned building, when I was sleeping in a storage unit, ex-convict, couldn't even get a regular job. I needed something, and I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what I needed. And it was online, sharing random things that I was feeling like sharing. I didn't know what it was, but I know that every time I offered something for free from the deepest well of what naturally brought me joy, that was my guiding light. I always felt lighter. I felt better about myself. Somehow my circumstances dissolved while I was sharing what I passionately love to do, that I would do for free. So it's not an accident that the very next opportunity that I know God delivered to my life was in earning a living doing what I would do for free. Almost like there was a universal test that would tested me in my most broken areas and in the most broken time, my darkest times, my most struggling times, on what I would do. Would I complain? Would I blame? Would I shame? Or would I do what I felt called to do regardless of my circumstances? This is the place where I'm inviting everyone to listen to when I'm working with people and coaching with people. This is the place that I deeply want you to listen from. Because you can listen from, I'm just trying to get a meal ticket, and you will be broke for the rest of your life. You'll be broken in your heart, you'll be broken in your mind, and you'll be broken in your results. Even if you have the results you think that you want. This is why there's tons of people that got a lot of money and they're still snorting cocaine. They're still getting slaughtered, wasted, drunk, trying to avoid versions of themselves. Therefore, the outside success ain't the answer. The outside results isn't the answer. And I want everybody to say this in this moment at this time. I must work harder on myself than I do on my job. Just try it with your eyes closed. I must work harder on myself than I do on my job. Because this is the place where transformation will happen. From the inside out. It will never be the outside in. You don't build a house from the rooftop down. This is what happens when you try to do work on the outside to transform the inside. That's literally what you're doing, trying to build a house from the rooftop down. You've always got to start from the foundation. That's why you got to break ground. You got to go underneath. You got to dig deep to build high. And so sometimes when I'm talking to people, they're like, damn, G, why you got to be so deep? I say, you want me to be surface? Oh my goodness, it's cold outside. Oh God, where'd you get those shirts from? Where'd you get the shoe from? How long you been growing your hair? I promise you, you're not going to heal that way. You won't transform that way. You won't transform your money stories that way. You will not understand why there's a lack of intimacy in your relationships, why you keep attracting the same kind of man, the same kind of woman, the same kind of other, that same kind of, why can I outscape this? Because your ass is surface level. Now, can I get back to the deep? We're not surface level beings. We're multidimensional beings with trillions of cells in our body. We don't know how our heart is beating. You cut yourself and then automatic, there's a scab and your skin grows back. You don't know how that happens. You'd be like, God did it. But it's so much deeper than that. To say God did it is also surface level because you're using given language when the original language isn't written word. It is sound, frequency, and vibration. So if you really want to get to the truth, you would study sound, frequency, and vibration. So I'm not speaking to the cranium or anything that's going on in your mind. You got enough of that. That's where the surface level happens. I'm speaking to the truth that no lie can penetrate, that's found in the vibrational resonance in your body. Now, we interrupt this regularly scheduled programming. And this message has been brought to you by some real shit. Because that real shit is what the soul needs. And when the soul can feel it, you can heal it. And you know what happens when you heal it? Your outer world life will reveal it. So, my name is Garen, and I am so grateful that I get to be your guide for the next hour. I am highly attuned to doing a free call, but I would strongly invite everybody on here to pay attention. Nothing in life is free. Free is the new expensive. You get some free shoes, see how you wear them. You get a free $150,000 car, see how you drive that car versus the one that you invest into, you put sweat equity into, blood, sweat, and tears into, breakthrough to, and then you go to your next level. I promise you, you will drive free, way different than you drive $150,000 investment. So that this is a free call. But your energy is worth more than your money. Your presence is worth more than your money. Your attentiveness is worth more than your money. Your focus is worth more than your money, because money is a piece of paper with preconceived value that they can change the value on it at any given moment. And if you're controlled by that value, that will let you know what you outsource as your God, because anything that has power over you becomes your God. That's why the outsourcing of anything cannot take heed to you. I will not lead you to me. I'm going to lead you back to yourself. So if we can be on that same plane, I'm not dealing with men. I'm not dealing with women. I'm not dealing with people who were born women that now call themselves men. People who were born men that now call themselves women because they identify. All of those are surface level. I know you think it's deep, but it's not. Any construct that you identify with is a surface level thing. The deepest identity is the soul of the source within you. That's no name. So if we can come from soul on soul connection, your level of transformation, breakthrough, insight, awareness within this next hour will be magically profound. So if you can do that and say this with me, I, and your name, I, Garen, your name, do solemnly swear that I will be fully committed to operating from my soul for the next hour and thinking from there. And I am willing to go anywhere and everywhere such that I am fully transformed and I see myself as that from this day forward. Just because it's a free call don't mean it's billions of dollars of information. Garen, how could you ever say that your messages are worth billions? They're priceless. Because it's fucking me. God didn't make no accident. And it's you. God didn't make no accident. It's priceless because we're having a conversation. So don't get you twisted, because I'm not. So any moment you can't be present to yourself, while in the presence of yourself in another body, multidimensional twin, you will be trapped in this human meat suit forever. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. This is a test. This is only a test. We are going to do breakthrough coaching right now. And not everybody will get to hop in a session. However, if you imagine yourself as the one that's in the hot seat coaching, every single person on here will have been served. If you find your mind saying, "Oh, why doesn't he pick me?" You're going to be stuck in a loop. That's the prison. Now, if you allow yourself to be the person that I'm working with, now what happens? You will get served. Your children will get served. Your business will get served. Your spouse will get served. Why? Because all of us needs each of us. And if you allow yourself to be each of us, now there is no just one of us. The one becomes us and the us becomes one, created in God's image. Hello, reflection. So how breakthrough works, I'm just aware that not everybody has the financial means to work with me one-on-one. That's 6 figures for 12 90-minute sessions. I understand. I've just been in this game for a long time, and I also know my value, and I know what happens when I pour my whole life force, take time away from my family to only focus on you. I know what happens to your whole life. So that's a value that people pay for. And I know that not everybody can afford that, and I totally understand. And, I run retreats, some of the most powerful retreats in the country. And, even with a payment plan and something that's $2,500 for 3 days that can impact the rest of your life, I know that there are some people that can't afford that. I was one of those people. Right now, I have a coaching certification program going on. Right now. And it is people who just love working with energy and coaching and facilitating. You facilitate parenting. That's facilitation of energy and understanding how to work with energy in your body, find safety in your body, and then creating it with your clients and your customers and things of that nature. If you're building an organization or things, I have a whole tiered program for that. And if you're interested in that, just type certify. Hold on one second. Type certify in the comment section, and we have a whole coaching certification program, and you'd be one of the top tiered coaches in the industry because you won't be linear. You'll have a lot of range from having safety, working with your intuition, working with like certain practices, just that allows you to be ahead of the field, because they don't typically in coaching certification, it's very linear, and we're not linear beings. So it's teaching you multi-dimensional facet based off the multi-dimensional being that you are. And if that's something that you're interested in, type certify, and then my team will get to you. Now, if you sign up on this call, if you sign up for the certification, I'm going to offer you a 50% discount. And you type in Panda. But you have to get it on this call. If you don't get it on this call, the Panda won't work. And you type in Panda. Now, I understand that people aren't in the financials to do that. And this is why we have a whole entire community where I do calls once a month. And we invest in the community. It's a whole creator economy. It's all about why so many creators and artists, they not get stuck. One, because they don't have the community. They lack direction. They lack direction and the understanding how to unblock your creativity and having the clear path to go towards the direction that you want. We have a whole community. It's called Tribe of Creators. And guess what? We just came up. It's been anywhere from 99 to 49 a month. This is being announced for the first time right now. Anyone. And this speaks to who I used to be. Somebody who was broke as a joke, but I needed help and support. Right now, I'm launching on this call. If you type in community, we have launched the whole Artist Power community for $9.96 a month. What? I'm trying to reach everybody. So now somebody's like, oh, Garen, I really love what you have to say, but I can't afford it. You just brought a damn Starbucks every day. And that coffee is not even good for you. You know what's good for you? Community. You know what's good for you? Positive, goal-driven people. You know what's really good for you? The shit that I teach that's directly connected to your spirit for the things that you actually want. So why don't you take your Starbucks money and put this, and that's every day you spend $20 on random things that you can't even, that your spirit can't afford. But you know what happens in community? You start learning from a whole new people. You start $9.96 a month? A month? For a private Telegram chat that is lit every single day where you can share ideas and you can share wins and you got me once a month. Stop that. Stop. Stop. Tell your friends and family. Crazy. Now, I made it easy. I just made it easy. Now you can't be like, I can't afford it. You can. I know what you post on your social media. Stop buying that drink on the weekend, which is $50. And now guess what just happened? You had 5 months of transformation. Think, my friend. Matter of fact, don't think. Be wise. I'm trying to teach you how to shift your spending to realizing you are the most valuable asset on the planet. Not weekend getaways. You don't need to get away from anything. You need to get in. So I'm sharing all of that to say, now we just made it to where nobody has an excuse. Tell your friends and family. There's a really cool community and an awesome person that actually cares about people that just made it really affordable for virtually everybody on the planet. You just figure it out. $9.96. I met it when I was homeless living in my car. I had money to go to Starbucks and buy this freaking Danish because I was addicted to the Danish. My friend, be addicted to growth. You'll figure it out. This is why people do not get further ahead in life, because they don't understand the investment of the self and what and when to invest in. So I'm sharing all of that. And now we're about to get into, you just type in community at any time. I'm going to keep seeding that. But now we're about to get into the breakthrough coaching, and how this works is I always intuitively choose someone. We'll talk about, if you want to talk about money breakthroughs, inner child, relationships, intimacy, how to develop a new community, whatever it is for you. Let's talk about it. And all I ask is you get straight to the point and share what you need support with. Because the trauma is in the story. Why rehash it? Talk about what you need support with. And then let me do what I do. I'm going to lead you back to yourself. You're going to leave out here with an insight, an aha, awareness, or a breakthrough. It is my full intention to be your guide for this next hour. So we can do that. I want you to type I want you to type a. By the way, what up there out there in YouTube land? I'm doing a call right now because I got YouTube up right now, but I'm doing a call and I'm going to go live with some people. And I just want to say thank you everybody for tuning in. But right now we're going to speak right here. So type the plus sign in the type the little plus sign, and then we're going to go live with whoever wants to go live. Okay, let's go. Rox.
Hello,
Hi, Roxana. What is your name?
Roxana.
Where are you calling in from? Wait,
Spain.
hold on. No, not type plus sign. There is a camera sign at the bottom of your screen and it has a plus on it. Click the camera toggle at the bottom with the plus sign and then you'll be in the people that I choose from. Okay, so what is your name? Where are you calling in from?
I'm Roxana Miroiu. I'm originally Romanian and I'm calling right now from Spain.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Spain. How can we serve and support you today?
So, yeah, I'm so excited. I'm sorry, I'm a bit, the energy is very high.
Okay, so let's breathe.
Yeah.
Let's just take a breath really quick.
Thank you.
Because when you're in that height, it doesn't allow you to think from a grounded place. But your breath is where your transmission lives, and that vibrational, that holy trinity in your body. And when you breathe into it, that instantly roots you in the ground.
Thank you. I feel it. I'm an intuitive guide and I work with people. I work with myself constantly. I do invest in myself, but I still have that feeling like I can't reach for some reason to new people. I don't know how to take my what I have to serve, what I have to give, all my gifts. How do I reach further? I mean, it's going too slow sometimes, and I have
Yeah,
thirst to go and serve.
I have
But
I have several questions for you.
yeah,
First, let me reflect what I think I heard you say.
yeah,
Uh, you're an intuitive guide,
yeah,
and you have all these gifts and these skills.
yeah.
And it feels like it's going really slow, and you're wanting to know how to reach new people.
Exactly.
So, several questions. Um, do you have a personal coach?
No.
How do you source your information?
Um, I do courses. I do workshop myself. I read. I go online. I follow you and other people that I feel intuitively attracted. I see. I feel like I'm. They speak the same truth that I feel it.
Yeah,
I inspire in this way.
and who do you have in your life that you allow to see your blind spots?
Hmm. Um, I do have a couple of people, let's
But
say.
you had to think about it though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is a very important conversation.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'd love for you to answer this question. Did you ever go through fifth grade?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a teacher?
Yeah.
What was their role?
Hmm. To show me where what I need to see, but not. Yeah. Wow. It's all of a sudden it just boom. So I don't even find my words. Yeah. It's
So if you
yeah.
did not have a teacher and you kind of just did what you thought you needed to do,
Mm,
you think it would be kind of hard to get out of that level?
yeah. Or even if it's not hard, not in the same way with the same structure and with the same clarity. Wow, yeah.
You think it would take a lot longer?
Yeah, definitely.
You'd probably end up getting there, but it might take 10 times longer.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, thank you. It's just it's amazing. Yeah, it's just expansion of
Here's what I have learned.
mm,
If Michael Jordan
mm,
had a teacher, someone in his life that can pull out of him what he couldn't pull out of himself, he would only be a talented person with no championship rings.
got it. Yeah.
So someone who does not under or understand the role of a team, a mentor, and how to surround themselves around an environment of
Mm-hmm.
people who are smarter than you is someone who's more focused on self, whether consciously or unconsciously,
No, no, Donnie.
than
Donnie.
I know that's probably happening for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whatever is happening,
Mm-hmm.
the light turning off, let the light turn off. Because see, what's happening is you're trying to control your environment instead of allowing the environment to produce where you need work.
Estamos hablando. Estamos hablando. Mira, si quieres decir ahora. Sí.
Okay,
Yeah.
are you open? Are you open to the
Yeah.
opportunity to grow?
Yeah. Definitely.
Allow him to do whatever he wants to do right now,
All right. Thanks.
including to turn the light off. Yeah, I couldn't make this up
Yeah.
because what's happening is you're going to train not trying to control everything
Totally. Yeah.
in your body. I couldn't make up him coming in at this precise moment. This
Yeah.
is how multidimensionality teaching works. He's actually the wise one right now.
True. So
So
true.
if he's wanting to get up and do this and turn on the light, then whatever's coming up, yeah, just allow it. Allow it. Just allow it. Just allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Just if he's wanting a kiss, just allow it. So this is a part of your training to not try to control an environment that keeps you stuck. I wish I could make this up, but he's literally training the very thing that's needed for you to release control and allow the intuitive guiding to actually guide you. What's his name?
Donnie.
Donnie.
Hi.
Can he speak English?
Can you speak? Yes. A little bit.
Donnie, what's up, brother? How are you?
You're good? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Can I see your muscles?
Vamos, así. ¿Cómo es de fuerte?
I wanna see what he naturally does. Let me see. Can you go like this?
Yeah. Pues,
Oh, whoa! Yo! Hey, I have a quick question for you. Do you know how to draw?
¿sabes dibujar?
Can you go and draw a picture of you and mommy and bring it back to me?
Mira, pues te pones a dibujar una foto de yo contigo y se lo enseñas. He's very intuitive as well. So
No,
yeah,
no, hold on.
totally. It's everything what you said.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Wow, I'm
Did
so.
you see what I just did?
Ooh, it's a lot to
Did you
settle.
see
Yeah,
what I just did?
yeah.
What did I just do?
The way you just let him be, you give him space
And direction.
and directions. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
The thing that you lack. So
Yeah.
as we were literally talking about
Yeah.
this
Wow.
exact thing, you not having a teacher to give you direction.
Yeah. You did not fight or it tried to
So
control.
what you
You
were
just give
trying to do
direction.
was
I try to
control,
control.
you were trying to control the intergalactic lesson that was trying to teach you the very thing that we were talking about.
Wow. Yeah. Ooh.
Lights off, lights on, lights off, lights on, meaning pay attention.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Wow.
This is how it works.
Yeah.
And the moment I said,
Hi.
hey, what is your name?
Yeah, enseña. Sure.
Okay. Yo!
We're the same. We're the same height.
So when you look at him as the same,
Mm-hmm.
not as somebody that's getting in the way, because he sees the same.
Yeah. Wow.
He's the multi-dimensional leader in this moment.
He's, yeah. Wow. He left so happy, dancing. Wow. Ooh. Thank you.
This is how it works. I wish I could make this up. The timing of everything couldn't have been more perfect.
Wow.
You don't have an issue. You just didn't know where to look. Because the very nature of thing that he was doing is the same issue that you struggle with.
Yeah.
There's
Ooh.
a way someone like me or somebody that can see things that you're not able to see because you can't see the picture while you're in the frame.
Yeah.
But you got to notice what you were saying, what we were talking about, what was happening. Light on, light off, light on, pay attention.
Yeah.
And your lesson was coming through your son. You're like, no, stop this, stop. So what that let me know is you try to control from a human standpoint based off of your lack of patience, thinking you know what's right, and that's drowning you from the cosmic being that you are. That's why to have someone in your life that can see things that you cannot see, because in that moment, now you've got ancient years of wisdom that you can use for the rest of your life.
Wow.
How much would that be worth if you could have it all the time? That's why it's important to have someone in your life that can pull out of you where you're not able to pull out of yourself because you can't see sometimes things that you're doing.
Yeah. I can see it so easy for others, for my clients, but I cannot see it for myself.
That's why I got a personal coach. Garen is labeled as the top 25 to personal development coaches in the country. I got a coach. You know who else has a coach? Tony Robbins. You know who else has a coach? All throughout, LeBron James, all the greatest athletes of all times still have somebody in their life that can do and see the things that they can't see. That's the only thing that you're lacking.
Got it.
Not a lack of skills. It's to know how to apply those skills to finding the right guidance. So here's what I'm going to acknowledge you for. You called upon me and your intuitive sense brought you exactly what your soul need. And guess what also it did? It brought you exactly what your son needs. Because when God gives you something, it should work in every area of your life.
Totally.
What are you getting from this conversation?
Oh, so many things. I think I need the rest of the day even to still settle. But yeah, thank you. So many valuable lessons, and especially this part of we always need someone to show us the perspective that we will not be able to see any other way.
And one thing I want you to look at is, and never put those people on a pedestal.
Yeah,
You
no.
look with them. You look with them. Because if you resonate with me, it's because it's what's inside of you. I just trust myself a lot more. And I've said yes to myself a lot more times.
Wow, yeah. Hmm.
And so that's why your son made you the same. Because he sees the same, but you don't see the same.
Totally. Wow. Ooh. It's a lot to settle. Yeah, I feel the energy, and I feel that the wisdom is like you sparkle something inside of me. It's like all of a sudden, it's very, yeah, it's exactly the conversation. Now I understand why I need a coach. You just did that, and I can feel it in my body what it
So
feels
imagine
to have that
you can use this for the rest of your life.
my entire body, it's showing me how it feels like, and how positive, and how the vibration goes all of a sudden, and how the ideas start coming from one single conversation. Wow.
From one single. This is why people pay me a lot of money. But this is why my clients get radical results, because they got me for a whole year.
Wow. Yeah.
Could you just imagine? This is a free call. Imagine if you were bought in all the way. It's
Yeah.
way different. And so I would just want to leave that at there, but come into our community. Like, we have a whole coaching certification program. I want you to type Panda
I
in
did.
the yes. We have a whole program. And if you like the way that I was with you, I teach how I do it.
Amazing.
And there's a whole framework. But this is, I really want to see coaches and guides and facilitators. I want to see them in the top of their field. And you were asking, how can I find new people? When you become a new version of yourself, you can't help but to overflow from that frequency. You got to understand, you're like a signal, a walking signal. When you feel bad, you attract negativity. You feel good, you attract positivity. When you break through from your own paradigm into another paradigm, like you did twice on this call, automatically the signal goes out. So you're going to get random people that just seem like they come out of nowhere. It's never out of nowhere. Life's not happening to you, it's responding to you.
Wow. Yeah. I just saw even the resistance to myself. It's such a lesson that I will not be able to see it if you have not been here. Wow. It's not even the conversation, it's this decoding these moments. And I can
100%. We're just decoding the colonized programming and how they keep people in their head and away from the wisdom of their body. And this is why at the beginning of the call, I was like, I ain't going to speak to your head. You got enough of that. But I'm going to tune into the wisdom of that body because it already has ancient codes. So I'm like, let's remove anything that's not in the way. And what shows up is the gift you have always been.
oh, I I'm very grateful. What a moment. Wow.
And now back to your regularly scheduled programming. That's your life. But
I
let this commercial work for
don't
you.
think I can go back to the same. It's that powerful. Because now once you see it, you can't unsee it, sort of a thing. I don't feel the same like 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. So when those type of things happen, you're like, "Oh my goodness, why are you being so annoying?" Stop, take a breath,
Yeah.
and see what's happening with the annoying and why at this time is it coming in? What is it teaching you? What is it training you? What's the message for you? There is so much that you can find in what you think is annoying. And then all of a sudden, you become the noticer and not the victim.
Wow. Thank you. I feel so many emotions. I don't feel like crying, but it's such a happy release because that resistance. It's such a key that you show me now.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
Have
very
an
hopeful.
amazing day.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. You too.
Yep. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Powerful stuff, right? Super powerful. And you saw it. And I really want to make mention, what did we learn? Well, we learned that transformation is not linear. Y'all saw that. I couldn't have made that up. So what happens is we're working with a young lady who's trying to figure out, how can I have all these gifts? How can I find more people? You don't find more people, you find a deeper layer of yourself. And that signal goes out and the people show up. People don't run to the Batman symbol, they run to the source. And so the moment we were talking about it, the kid came in. Light on, light off. That was the signal right there. Hello, signal. And now, and I'm like, wait, stop. Let him do what he's doing. What's coming up? Impatience. I'm trying to control environment, trying to have a conversation. Well, the universe is trying to have a conversation with you. You see what I mean? So all we did was let the universe, because the universe don't speak English. It's not bound by time. Time is man-made. You know what's God made? The rhythm of nature, which is not bound by time. We don't know it's 2025. You know who said it was 2025? Some person who made some shit up. We don't even go by the regular calendar. If you really wanted to be truthful, the regular calendar is directly connected to the women's bodies every 28 days. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So if we went by that calendar, I don't know, New Year's would be somewhere around when the flowers bloom, April Fools, leap year, daylight savings time. What y'all trying to play catch up with? So what I'm sharing is, if you come from a cosmic standpoint, somebody was like, oh my goodness, Garen, you're a devil worshiper. You always talk about multidimensionality. I don't believe in that stuff. I was like, you ever had a dream before? Yes. You ever had a hunch and then all of a sudden it just happened to happen? Yeah, that was a coincidence. Ain't no such thing as a coincidence. You just don't know who you are as a multidimensional beings who has dreams about ancient Greek, Roman time, some random thing. Oh, I just had this crazy dream. You just don't know how to program that version of yourself. But you know what you knew how to program? The thing that ABC's programmed, linear thinking that keeps you in your head and out of the wisdom of the body. But every woman knows there is something beyond head thinking. Because when my wife was pushing the baby out, they were like, push. She was like, I don't have to. Something's already pushing. That's intelligence. So we saw that she was trying to control an outcome instead of allow the universal messaging to play through. And the moment I was asking her, do you have a mentor, someone to give you direction? She said, no. Her son comes in, and we could have chunked it up as, we could have literally chunked it up as, oh, it's just a little kid. Let a kid be a kid. A lot of kids don't know how to receive direction because a lot of parents are those little kids growing up, and adults are deteriorated children. There's nothing wrong with it. They don't give parents a blueprint on how to raise kids. But if you realize kids are multi-dimensional beings, they don't know what time is. So they're functioning from expression and emotion. I want connection with my mom. So what did I do? Give him connection. Can you draw? I might go like this. All little boys want to do this. Like whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm like, can you draw? Yes. Can you draw a picture of you and your mom? You notice how he was like, and he goes, comes back. And that was exactly the kind of direction that she needed. So this is what happened for those who just decided to time into this regularly scheduled programming. And for anybody that loves this style of coaching and facilitating, notice it's not like coaching and facilitating. No, I understand how energy works and the multi-dimensional field and how it works through a human divine vessel. I teach this kind of stuff for a living. And it kind of happens all the time because to know who you are is to know myself, and to know myself is to be highly attuned to the multidimensional, uncolonialized version of God. So, having said that, if that is something that you are interested in and you would like a 50% discount on the program, type in the word PANDA of the coaching certification program. And if you would like to be a part of our community where more people like this, and I know some of y'all out there, they're like, I don't know what to do with these voices that come in my head. I shut it down when I was a little kid. I don't know why my hands get hot. And you want to kind of be around a community of people that ain't going to make you out to be a crazy person because you know that there is something inside of you that you've never really expressed, and you want to be around a community of like really cool ass wizards. These are what I call artists. These are what I call creators who know themselves. Um, Type in the word community, and we just found a very affordable way to bring everybody in. $9.96 per month. And you got access to the Telegram chat, to the calls, to the community, and it is really, 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 really epic. So if you in the chat type in community, you will have access to that, and it is going to be awesome. And it's only $9.96. Maybe not buy a coffee once or some random honey bun or something that you get per day, and you could probably impact your life for the month through $9.96 per month. So let's see, we're gonna go live again. All right. Let's go with Jess Webb.
Hello.
Hi, Jess Webb. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am so fabulous. Where are you calling from, and how can we serve and support you today?
I live on Vancouver Island in Canada, and I grew up in Nova Scotia, Canada. I just like to throw that in there.
Okay.
And I just was like on Instagram, but I didn't want to be on Instagram today. And you know how you sometimes click the live by accident? And I
Yep.
was just like having my tea, and immediately the energy was like, I was like, wow, I'm supposed to be here in this moment. And then when you said about choosing people, I was like, I think I'm going to get chosen. So I like went and got changed out of my PJs and stuff. And as you were talking about sorry, I'm going off track, probably just like everything was like so amazing, and you were talking about like releasing the control, and I was like running around looking for this necklace. My daughter made it for me and I wanted to wear it, and then you said just release the control, and immediately I was like, oh yeah, I remember where I put it. So that was amazing. I just wanted to tell you that helped so much.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
maybe I
lessons in
should breathe,
what you just
actually.
shared.
Maybe I should breathe.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody out there right now, let's all
Yeah.
just take a collective breath, hand on the heart, eyes closed if that feels comfortable for you. Deep breath in your nose and out your mouth. Another one, and out your mouth. Last one. Hold it and release. Okay, friend. How can we serve and support you?
Thank you. Sorry. um, the word that kept coming to my head was intuition. So I don't know. I'm in the middle of finishing my yoga therapy degree. And if anybody out there doesn't know, it's yoga meets physiotherapy kind of, but I'm going to do a lot of meditation, and my intuition has always been really strong, but because of a lot of stuff I went to, I sometimes I'm not sure if it's my intuition or I'm trauma reacting.
Yep.
And so I really want to like strengthen that intuition as I move through finishing school and teaching people myself. So that's the word that kept coming to me, but it could lead me somewhere else in our conversation that I didn't even know it was meant to, but that's kind of what kept coming up.
You'd like to strengthen your intuition.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, intuition.
Or get back to it, I guess.
Well, if you want to train intuition, you've got to train trust because they're connected. The
Right,
deeper your trust in what you can't see,
right,
the deeper your intuition. Because
right,
intuition ain't something that you can see. It comes from the invisible part of the world that you can't see.
right,
And so does trust. It's like something about this feels right. Go
right,
with it. Something about this feels very off. Do not trust that.
right.
You know, there was a deal somebody wanted me to invest in, and you know, it was kind of a person that I couldn't quite. The energy in my body wouldn't allow me to be fully open, but the idea and in the investment was a no-brainer. It's like, man, I'm just asking people, I trust you and I
Mm,
trust your judgment when it comes to investing. This is what the person was sharing with me. And then he laid it out for me, and it was easy. You invest this money, there's a rollover, and within the next month, your 100,000 could be 500,000. And I was like, well, who wouldn't like an extra $400,000? And it was a no-brainer.
right,
Something in my body sent me all kind of vibrational alarms. It was like a heat, and it was a feeling that felt bad.
right.
I said no,
Mm,
and he laughed at me. And he was like, man, you have no idea. Then quickly, that money jumped up and he kept telling me, I told you you should have, I told you, and it would have did more within a month than the 500,000.
right.
So that kept going on, and it went on for maybe like a year. And I'd have been rolling in the, I mean, like, we're talking millions now from
Right.
that thing. There was a part of me that been like, damn, I should have listened. I was like, no, something told me no. And you
Right.
got to understand that the vibrational part of you is not bound by time, space, past, present, or future. That is
Mhm.
something that is smarter cosmically. And as humans, we're cosmically blind. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So that thing is smarter. And I just was like, no, something felt off. And I'm
Mm,
trusting it. So I don't care if it would have been 3 million.
right.
Couldn't have been 2 weeks later. Dude got busted for money laundering.
Oh
And
no.
but it was a part of that scheme
Right.
and all those people that was connected to that, all in prison right now.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
not bound by your time and
Right.
your patience because in the space of the infinite, there is no time.
Right.
The universe don't speak English and it don't tell time.
Right.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So
I'm leaning into the time not being a real thing so much lately.
I mean, you got to understand. It's like leap year, okay, set your clacks back. What you trying to play catch up with? I guarantee you, God didn't create that. I guarantee you.
No.
So this is what I'm saying. The closer you are to the earth and like actual nature, the more you are in truth.
Right.
And it's vibrational truth, and no lie can penetrate that. So that's why the vibration in your spirit,
Mm. Hmm.
if you want to learn deep trust, that vibration is coming from a deep place.
Right.
So now it's in your reticular activating system that I'm speaking of, which is if you weren't thinking about buying a white car and then you say, I'm going to buy a white car. And then you start all of a sudden seeing a white car in every neighborhood and everywhere you go. That's called the reticular activating system. Now, what I'm doing, just bringing into your awareness the programming of your reticular activating system as it pertains to trusting your gut. This is where that comes from. It's the
Yeah.
vibration. Something about this feels right. Something about this feels wrong. Start there. And
Yeah.
then lean into, if you start feeling aliveness and it don't make sense to nobody else,
Happens a
it
lot.
don't matter to nobody else. What matters is where this vibration is coming from that's
Mm.
sending a signal that you can feel. The feeling is the secret.
Right. Yeah.
And here's how I train trust. Here's your soul work. I don't call it homework.
Oh, I love soul work. What a great word.
Here's your soul work. Here's what I do, and I'm going to start you. You just start off with 5 minutes. Every morning, I wake up. I don't open my eyes for the first hour.
Mm.
I get up. I go walk around the house. I go make my wife's tea. I go and brush all with my eyes closed.
Wow.
I go walk around. I go turn on the sauna. So I got to figure out which button it is. I'm like, and when I'm making my wife's tea, I got to figure there's a coffee station with 25 mugs. So I got to figure out which mug. So, what I was always fascinated by is how can Stevie Wonder write all those songs about a world he's never seen? It must be a different way to see.
Right. Wow.
So what happens is when you walk around with your eyes closed,
Mm.
you literally change your state of breath. Your state of being is different. So you're training your being, you're
Right.
training your breath. You have to be really intentional with your steps. So now you're training intentionality.
Mm.
Now you have to feel the walls. You feel the world around you. Now you're training relationship. So guess what's going to improve? Your relationships. If you train relationships, your relationships will improve. So you
Right.
don't have to learn in the moment. You learn from the training. So
Mm.
now, in order for you to do all of that, guess what you got to do? Trust.
Right. I that makes a lot of sense.
You can learn the hard way, or I crack the code to the matrix to trust.
Mm.
Shut your eyes and start doing things that you normally do and then get really good at it. And then you watch what happens because when you were walking around and all of a sudden you barely nicked the couch and you're like, oh, what's that? You know what
Right.
happens with intuition? And intuition comes, you barely nick it, and guess what happens? You're like, oh, what's that? Same thing.
Mm. Oh, right.
So
Right.
you're training the non-physical world reality of your life. That's where intuition comes from. That's where trust comes from. So you train trust, and you train trust, you'll have access to the gateway to intuition.
Wow. That's really, really, really good. And trust is something I need to work on as well.
Yeah, this is I have a program called the 12 it's a 12-week creator development program. Shout out to everybody who's on this call. They're learning all of this for 12 straight weeks. So I just
Okay.
gave you a little snippet. But like I weave these things inside of all of the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
And so you would it would behoove of you and it would benefit you greatly and dearly to be a part of our community. Did you hear
Yeah.
what I shared about the
I
community?
I did, yeah. And
It's
already only
Yeah, it's
for
only $9.96 a month.
yeah, and when you said like the Starbucks, I don't get it a lot, but I was like, yeah, that's true. I could go out and spend $10 on Starbucks this morning,
Yesterday,
or like get a
yeah,
million times of what
this is
this
what I'm
conversation.
saying. Yesterday, I went to this smoothie place where I go and get a smoothie, and I went with Soul, and we got an acai bowl, and I got a smoothie. It was $37.
Yeah.
If that were somebody out there, and I do it all the time, I was like, well, I don't need it 3 times a week. I
Right.
could just take this stuff that I don't actually need.
Hmm.
And all of a sudden, you got 3 months of growth, me, transformation, community, education, and all the things it's like connected to the spirit. It's
Yeah.
just like there's people who create from escape. Why would you do that? Why don't you
Mm.
create from remembering?
Ooh, that's so good. Yeah.
And so everything that I do
Yeah.
in our power community is teach people how to create from remembering. But if you don't remember, kind of might need a little bit of guidance.
Right. Yes. I love that so much. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, so beautiful. Aw, thank you so much. Eva, and I appreciate your time and energy doing this for all of us right now as well. We value it so much, and I hope you know that.
This is why I keep showing. I mean, whether anybody showed up or not, I would still show up, but I can tell when people value something.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate the value.
Aw, thank
And
you.
and I just want to share with anybody out there, when it's truly in service, you shouldn't feel empty.
Mm.
When it's not truly in service,
Ooh, that's good.
you will feel empty. I promise you that, because there's something self serving from the human aspect
Right.
instead of the spiritual aspect of how nature works, giving and receiving.
Right.
When it's truly of nature, they're feeding each other.
Right. That's beautiful too.
Yep.
I feel that I went on a live, just I felt like I needed to one day just to hold space, and it helped like so many people in that moment. And then another time I needed it and like nobody showed up, and I was like, oh wow, like I need to come from a place of just, I'm not saying that right, probably, but yeah, so that I really love that a lot.
Good stuff. It was an honor to serve and support you today, friend.
Thank you. I hope it was what you were looking for as well, like in the moment. Um,
Anytime I can connect with people, is what I'm looking for.
Aw, that's so beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing everything so much.
Okay. Peace.
Bye.
Only God can give you peace and strength. God can't give you peace and strength. You already got it because God created you. You already have peace and strength. You just need to remove all the things that that you give power to what you already have. So God doesn't need to give you something you already have, because you were created with peace and strength. That's why you're created in God's image. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Who else wants to go live? Let's see. Let's go Siobhan Breathwaite. Whoever wants to go live, press the camera, the little plus sign at the bottom, and we'll go live. Hi,
Hello,
friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am so fabulous. Where are you calling in from? And what is your name?
It's Siobhan and from Virginia.
Okay. How can we serve and support you today?
Well, it's interesting. I feel like I am on a path, I'm on a journey, and I'm trying to stop the resistance, so to speak, and also sort out
You're trying to
where.
stop the resistance? I want to make sure I'm hearing you clearly.
Yes, can you hear it? Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just need
Uh-huh.
to stop the resistance. I feel like there's things that I want to help with, help women with, or help people with. And one in particular, as of late, has been trying to allow women who have chosen to be child free by choice become more financially independent. But I feel like I'm scared to actually voice that that is my stance, so to speak. So I feel like that's the resistance in reality.
Got it. Are you that?
Yes, I am.
So
So
you so speaking to me more about you.
So I feel like I am child free by choice, and that has just been a
What
journey.
does that mean to you?
To me, I've chosen to purposely not have children,
Why?
for myself,
Yeah, no, but I'm
partially.
just curious, what's the
Oh,
reasoning?
Oh, for my own healing, to be able to take more time to heal myself. I feel like some people have children without really healing their own traumas, without really focusing on themselves. I've grown to a place where I enjoy my freedom, and I'm 35 now, ageless, like Prince might say, but so to speak. But yeah, like, so I enjoyed that part of my life, the freedom of my life. But also, I think that it gives me a chance to I don't know if I could say break the barriers or break the trend of like family traumas or family things, to say, hold on, somebody has to like put a stop here somehow. And if that involves not having children for a moment, then okay. And saying that, okay, I
Well, hold
want
on. You just said for a moment. So
to.
do you plan on having kids?
Well, no, I guess for myself, no. But I have other cousins and other
But
in
I'm
terms
I'm
of
talking about you.
yes, no, I don't want any
Okay,
myself.
so you don't, because you said I don't want any because I want to keep healing. See,
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing an incongruency
Mm-hmm.
of the way you're speaking. Sounds like you want to heal before you have kids, but then when I just asked you, you're like, "No, I don't want kids." Those sound like two different people,
Right.
which could
Okay.
be the reason why there's resistance, because the messaging isn't clear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
let's just get the messaging clear. What's your name?
Siobhan
What's your last name?
Brathwaite,
How tall are you?
5'3",
What color are your eyes?
brown,
What color's your hair?
black,
What color's your skin?
brown,
Okay, what's your mom's name?
Laverne,
What's your dad's name?
Charles.
You see how you can answer that like that?
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get your messaging so clear that you can speak about it like you know your own name. And if you're wanting to break barriers, I'm going to tell you now, you don't do it by being unclear.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a prism looks pretty, but a laser beam will cut through a deadbolt lock. That means directional with the energy that you're putting out. And right now, your energies, there, I can hear it. It literally sounds like two people. No, I don't ever want kids. Oh, well, why don't you want kids? I don't want kids because I need to heal, which sounds like you want to heal first before you have kids.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you said for women who don't want to have kids, that sounds very clear than women who are choosing to be single and leaving room for something to be open.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lack of clarity in your messaging.
Okay.
And so the resistance is the field that probably knows how big this is, and it will not let you pass.
Mm-hmm.
So think in terms of energy. If
Mm-hmm.
you're wanting to change a narrative, it won't be from this version of you. It's going to be from a completely different, very clear version of you. I am very, very clear that I no longer want to carry a slave owner's last name of Jones and look at my child and be like, hey, Soul Ivy Moon Jones, but I really know that that's carrying the Jones slave owners. That's like literally the most common last name in in Black America. So I'm going through the process of changing our last name because my descendants come from West Africa, and Ashe is going to be our last name in the next 45 days legally. Because Jones, we're retiring that right now. You see how clear I am with that? There
Yeah.
is no, I am clear, radically clear.
Mm-hmm.
So your stance needs to be radically clear. And the amount of people I shared with, I haven't really came out public. Haven't shared. I've shared that with people like they woke up in something they didn't even really like. Wait, you could do that?
Mm-hmm.
Last name of Smith, last name of Jackson, and they were like, "Oh, you can." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork, but I don't care how much it takes, and I don't care how much paperwork it is. I even told my mom, I don't want you to die of Jones.
Mm.
So I'm willing to do what it takes to restore the line. You see what I'm saying? And so that clarity doesn't have me miscommunicate the signal that's going out.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're calling is being requested of you.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yes. Being clear. Yes.
Yeah. Because look, and I want you to say this out loud. Clarity brings confidence.
Clarity brings confidence.
I got that from my wife. Without clarity, you will have a false representation of confidence and fake confidence. God can't bless you by who you pretend to be.
Mm. There. Okay.
So I help. It's clear. I help women who don't want to have children become sovereign, or like whatever, and then all of a sudden that signal goes out, and women who don't want to have children are very clear on exactly what you're saying without any guesswork.
Okay.
I help artists and creators create from remembering, not escaping, when most artists create as a means for escape. And that's why we come up with the terminology starving artists, because they're not creating from the place that creation comes from.
Mm.
So it distorts the field of creation. So at Artist Power, we help artists and creators create from remembering. Because when you remember the vibration, you remember God, you remember what used to make you happy when you were a little kid that brought you the most joy. You start remembering, you're like, oh, this is easy. When you're in that energy, you talk about blessings upon blessings upon blessings. You were born into it. We just help people remember and create from that place.
Mm.
See how clear I am?
Yeah.
Look what it's doing inside of your body. I'm not even pitching nothing on you. I'm just talking about what I'm radically clear on.
Right.
And I am not budging. And you're like, oh, but I really wish. Then it ain't for you. It ain't for you. I get it. There's 8.2 billion people. They got a whole community of women that do underwater basket weaving. I'm not doing it. It ain't for me.
Right.
You know who you're talking to by knowing who you're talking to when you look in the mirror. Because you're going to attract people that are just like you, that are trying to be in that same vibration. You're going to meet somebody with a mohawk lock type thing. You're like, oh God, you're trying to be like her. They're like, no, that your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibration attracts your tribe nation. So that's why I know in my communities, I attract a lot of people who have been casted out, who always knew that there were more beyond the dogma that happens in church,
Mm.
that heard little voices when they were little kids and they shut themselves down. All kids are wizards. All
Mm.
kids are multidimensional beings. So I call it the creative misfits. I attract creative misfits. So that's why I don't sugarcoat my words, because I know the energy I'm putting out. I am a creative misfit. The other day, somebody said to me, oh my God, you're like, Garrett, I can't believe it's a blasphemy. It's you. I want to pray for you. I want to pray for you that you find Jesus instead of teaching this new age stuff. I said, hold on one second. Let me have a educated conversation.
Mm.
Do you know what I practice? No. I said, what does new age mean to you? Who created it, and when did they create it, and where did they create it? I said, was it created in Europe or was it created in the Western culture? She was like, I don't know. Let me educate you. The colonialized mind is afraid of African spirituality. Oh, I'm going to go there,
Mm-hmm.
which was the first sign of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that is other than the control of the colonialized mindset is the thing that gets demonized. And so they come up with words. That's why they come up with conspiracy theorists, and then 4 years later, then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. Then you look stupid because you believed in something that something in your spirit didn't believe in, and all of a sudden it turns up being a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So when she said that, and I was like, you gotta understand, you're not dealing with a person that just be looking shit up in a book. I've traveled to over 100 countries. I read something in the Bible and I go travel and I learn from the land. And I said, the reason why you would even say anything like New Age, one, you don't know where it comes from. So you're just kind of just regurgitating things,
Mm-hmm.
is the Bible that you studied. The Bible that you studied. They were like, the King James. I was like, you ever research who King James is?
Right.
By the
That
way, this is going to be new for a lot of people.
that part.
How could you ever question God? I would never do such a thing. Who the fuck is King James and why did he get to write a Bible? Let me
That.
educate you. King James had nothing to do with the church, had nothing to do with God, and was not a spiritual person. He hated women. And interesting how in the book that King James, who was the ruler at that time,
Mm-hmm.
was constituting to write, in that book was the demonizing of woman more than any other Bible ever. Anybody who creates something, their personality is inside of what they create. So King James constituted a Bible. You got the word prostitution in that book. He didn't own slaves, but he knew people and he befriended people who had slaves. So you got that book written in that the written in that book, all of these words about slavery, slavery, slavery. And you know what's interesting about the King James Bible? This is the one they push on us in America as the best Bible to read. I'm not saying this. I travel, and I don't travel for vacation. I travel to learn from the land, learn from things that aren't even in the books. Why? Because when you keep it inside of the family, it cannot be colonialized. So when you say I'm teaching New Age, you don't know what you're actually saying. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually teaching the actual living word.
The
And if
original.
you really want to know, really, why don't you go study the Ethiopian Bible?
Mm-hmm.
The one that's written in Ge'ez, and they don't speak the language of Ge'ez anymore. And the reason why they couldn't colonialize their book, and they left 4 books out. The one on multidimensionality, the one on women. I'm telling you, if you really want to know the word, you don't. So this is the reason why I'm sharing this is because when you follow your truth and signal, that true signal, and you come from that place of clarity, the living word, which is the Holy Trinity in your body, will open up inside of you and reveal to you truth that cannot be found inside of a book. Because anything that is in the written word is subject to colonialism. But you know what is not? Your damn spirit, which is why it should be trusted.
Mm.
Which is why I'm leading you back to clarity, because in the clarity, it's going to reveal the truth and vibration, and that truth and vibration, direct signal, and then people will feel it.
Absolutely. And then I guess for myself, I'm always looking for, and I don't know if it's just like a personality thing, but the actual things or the steps. So would you say that that clarity comes from like something like mirror work or meditation or just sitting in silence, whatever that might.
No, what I would say is being clear on what's coming out of your mouth because you were saying two different things.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I am here to serve God's most precious gift, which is the inner child, the little kid, the sacred child. That's, you ask me a billion times, you open up the box, it's going to be the same thing every single time. It will not be a mixed message. The thing that people will get confused about is their own confusion inside of themselves. But I am radically clear day in and day out.
Okay.
So that messaging is going to send a specific signal out. When that signal comes back, it's going to come back based off of either the distortion of the energy in your body or the clarity and energy of your body. That's why people can be confused and attract confusing people.
Mm,
But when you clear, you're going to attract very clear people.
there. Okay.
This is why I say I'm like a habanero pepper. Either you really like me or you don't. And guess who doesn't care? Me.
That part.
So when you can just be in ownership of self
Mm,
that way, everything else then starts to make its way in your life.
there. Okay. That works. I can do that.
Good stuff.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're so very welcome. It is an honor to serve and support you today.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Peace.
Bye.
Great conversation, y'all. So what did we learn? Well, we really learned that I'm passionate about the living word, and I'm passionate about the uncolonialized version of God. I am a follower of Yeshua of Nazareth. Um, I don't believe, I personally don't believe in religion because humans were here before religion even existed. Somebody the other day was, oh, God, what's your attack on religion? It's not an attack. I just don't believe in it. Why? And I just asked, I said, what came first, humans or religion? Humans, that's easy. Okay, so the people who were here long before man created religion, does the religion then go back to retroactive and be like, you're going to hell? You're going to hell, even though you were already dead before we arrived. This is how nobody can answer that question. So since nobody can answer that question, you will see the starting point of a certain aspect of control. Now I will tell you, I follow Christian principles, but I am not a Christian. I am Garen, who happens to be a follower of Yeshua of Nazareth. And the reason why I choose the word Yeshua and not Jesus, because there was not even a letter J back then, and I'd rather call Yeshua what his mother called him. And as long as you come from the spirit of that Holy Trinity, that's what matters more than anything to me. So you learn a little bit more about me, but then what we learn in the conversation, what we learn in this conversation is that it can be much deeper than just confidence. You got to look at resistance as a signal for you to look inside. Oh, why am I so tired running this mile? Because you ain't trained for the mile. You didn't have the right kind of coaching. You didn't listen when you did have the right kind of coaching. You were eating chips, crackers, and cookies on the other side. So anytime, because listen, nature flows. Everything I study is outside. Nature flows. So when it's not flowing, it's a signal to look inside. What part of me is trying to be selfish? What part of me is impatient? What part of me is trying to control? What part of me is trying to get over on somebody or react to something or gain revenge? Because in the space of creativity. Creativity is the most sensitive field to be in. That's why judgment shuts the creativity down. So, so I that's what we learn. It's much deeper than just somebody not having confidence. And it's got to be deeper. Why? Because we are vibrational beings. We are not programmed stational beings. We are vibrational beings. You can walk in a room full of people. Nobody likes you. Nobody's talking. Why can you feel it? You're about to go to your grandmother's house and you think about the food and the family and the jokes at the dinner table. Nobody's talking and you can feel it because you're a vibrational being. And so I wanted to just bring y'all into the understanding of why so many humans are suffering. So many talented, brilliant, gifted humans are suffering. Because it's a lack of understanding of how energy and vibration works inside of yourself. This is not taught in school, college, or any of those things. So you kind of just gotta learn as you go. Oh man, I went to prison for 2.5 years. I lived in my car for over 2 years, and I had to learn the hard way. And I'm just like, well, maybe I could kind of share some things with people so that they may not have to hit their head so hard in life. Maybe they may not have to go through 3 divorces to discover if you learn how to love yourself, you're not going to attract another broken human. So y'all are breaking each other along the way and ping-ponging your childhood negative trauma and wondering why it's not working out and getting caught up in the hype. Well, maybe you may not have to do that. This is why I'm sharing these type of things, but it all is sourced in the vibration. That's not new age. It's your fucking life. You are not taught this. But biblical speaking, there's the be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It ain't talking about this mind. Because in order for this mind to shift, the energy in your body has to shift. You got brain cells in your gut. So in order for transformation paradigm, the shifting has to happen in the wisdom of the body, which affects the mind. This is why you can't. Somebody's like, oh my goodness, you don't really know Jesus. Oh no, you don't. What you know is the linear way that you were taught, and I don't blame you for that, especially if you live in Western culture. Everything is based off of linear based thinking. It's all in the head. That's why so much trauma is in the body, because people don't know how to move the energy in the body. That's why there's so much alcohol, so much cocaine, so much porn, so much over sexualizing, because people are numbing, because they've never actually been taught how to use the body, which is where the true wisdom is. This ain't wisdom. This ain't even intelligence. This is just somebody with a really good memory. Real intelligence is found in the body. And I always ask, why did Yeshua always speak in parables? In order to speak in parable form, you must know that you have to create words that hit people in different places depending on their level of education. So you gotta read the Bible from a parable lens, because that book wasn't written in any part of the world that was based off of linear thinking. Everything was based off of symbolism. Rock don't mean a damn rock that you pick outside. It means foundation. Cut off your hand don't mean actually cut off your hand. That means cut off that form of expression. But if you weren't in the part of the world where they say these types of things, you will only be able to read things from a linear standpoint. So to come from a multi-dimensional way of a parabolistic thinking, now you will understand. You don't gotta wait for somebody who's already back. I and my Father are one, but he is greater than I. Oh my God, you can't say he, you can't say a man. Okay, so drive on a freeway with no lanes. You need the structure, but you also need the flow. You need both of them. But in order to make a house a home, which is the energy, you need the structure first. Structure is masculine. So don't think in terms of the patriarchy, think in terms of how anything is built. But you can't just have a dry ass house. You need the energy inside. So the structure and the foundation comes first, then the energy comes. Otherwise, drive on a freeway with no lanes and see how that works out. So the structure, the design had to come first. So when you think in terms of that, now you can understand why business isn't working, intimacy is not working, the relationship with your children are not working, is because you need the discipline. The discipline is a form of love that is needed, and all of a sudden they fall into the energy of the love. And so these are the type of things that I work through. And when I say I'm well versed in travel, I don't go on vacations. Truly happy people don't need to vacate anywhere. They can just choose to live their life in any part of the world that they want. So I'll read things like the Bible, and then I'll just go travel to places that they talk about in the Bible so I can learn from the land, learn from the people, learn from the elders. Because the truth, the real truth, you won't find them. The full version, you won't find them in one place. Things that I'm sharing with my children, I will never put in a book. Certain things that I'm sharing, because anything that's put inside of a book, they can control it. And so I travel to 100 something countries to learn from. I've already known Western culture. It's where I was born. But it didn't make sense why, even when 9/11 happened, I'm from Texas. And so I lived in New York and had a home in LA, but I'm from Texas. And within that amount of time, I was in LA, New York, Texas. Then I went to the UK for 6 months, and they were all reporting different things. And I was like, why are they talking about the same things, but the news is talking about it way different? This is where I learned about programming. They program the way that they want you to think. And so this is why, even living in LA for 21 years and then living in Texas for a portion of my life, I can see, oh my God, they want us to fight each other. Red, blue, red, blue. How about I'm purple? Because I like this shit and I don't like that shit, and I like this shit and I don't like that shit. I get to make decisions by myself that will not be controlled by program. So when you travel, it allows you to see the world beyond the media outlets and the program. So when I share these things that I share, It's from a well-versed, traveled person who's learned from those places that things and books that we read were talking about. And there's 90% incongruency. So I would rather learn from the land than the book. So I'm passionate about this stuff. That's why I'm passionate about traveling. Um, let's see. We'll do one more. By the way, you kind of see my style. It's not cookie cutter. It's not surface level. And so when you're in any of the programs um, that I'm called to create, you kind of don't get surface level stuff. It's kind of like the stuff when you were a little kid. I was like, why doesn't this make sense? I talk about all that shit. The stuff when you were a little kid that you kind of just shut out and it didn't make sense. Oh, we make it make sense because we make the vibration in your body be attuned to truth and not this weapons of mass distraction outside that they invest trillions of dollars to literally steal your attention. That's why I say this is like a commercial that cuts through the monotonous of what's going on out there in the world. Somebody was like, "Oh, Garen, you must not really know what's going on in the world." I said, "What world are we talking about? What world? The one that you see on TV? The one where I've traveled to 100 countries learning and sat with some of the greatest minds in the world, some of very powerful elders, so sitting in the Amazon, going to Brazil, and then going to all these different places and going to places that aren't commercialized and learning from the elders of the land and about things that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation. Oh, if anybody knows about the world, it's definitely me. But I don't. And I will not be subject to the world that's programmed to steal and make me think something. I'm going to develop the sovereignty based off my own research, and then I'll go travel. So, this is kind of like where I get this stuff from. I don't just be making it up. It's things I do deep research on. So, we're gonna go live with one more person, and we'll see. If you don't have a photo, I'm not going to pick you. Okay, let's see. We'll go live with one more person. Um, let's go, Dimitri. And anybody who's just tuning in who would like to be a part of our artist and creator community, where we teach you how to create and really epic things from a place of remembering and not escape. We just created a program that's only $9.96 a month. And so if you type community in the comment section, you'll gain access. It's only $9.96 a month. Don't buy your Starbucks or your coffee or your tea for one day, and then you'll have access to 3 months. And anybody, hold on, Dimitri. And then anybody who would like to be a part of our coaching certification program, just type certify in the comment section, and then you'll gain that access as well. Hello, brother. How are you?
Hello, brother. I'm good. I'm very excited to talk with you. I've been in your call and I'm really enjoying the call. And yeah, yeah, I'm very excited. I'm a bit scared, I think.
That's a great place to be. Where are you calling in from?
From Belgium,
From
Europe.
something. Hold on. I just got a ping. My friend, a coworker of mine. Her name is Mallory. She's an extraordinary human being, and I don't know why, but I feel called to read a letter that she wrote to me that I'm opening up right now. She wrote it to me at my last retreat, but I'm tuning in. Something said, read this on the call. So I'm going to read it on the call. Shout out to Mallory, and then I'm going to get to your question. This is from Mallory. God, I pray for the purpose you have so evidently put on Garen's life. Let his passion for that purpose show tenfold what it is. Breathe new life into it. Remind him why he started. Let him move with conviction and peace. Focus his mind and allow him to create from purpose, not pressure. Let him lead from love and rooted power. Show him the ripple of his impact. Lord, bless the work of his soul. You know what I'm noticing about this?
Mm.
Everything that happened on this call is what was written in this letter. Oh,
Yes,
Mallory, you prophetic person, you. This is so cool. Everything that I was teaching people about is what she wrote in this, and my retreat was months ago. And I'm just opening up this letter from months ago.
that's crazy.
Okay, so how can we serve and support you today?
Uh, yeah, my wife is yelling now. Um, Els, klein momentje. Sorry. Um, yeah, you spoke already about clarity and knowing what you want, uh, and also the inner child, and to be clear. Actually, it's very hard to really know what I want. What I before I entered the call, I said, "Okay, choose me," and I was like opening my heart. It's okay that you would choose me, that I trust, and I was on the call. And the thing what I'm in now is I'm in a community, a man community, for more than 8 years. But recently things are happening, and quite recently, next weekend, we had a weekend. It will be with a sweat lodge and stuff. But there is a lot of interfering also before the cultural appreciation and the COVID. And now it's more the transgender community coming in. And you also spoke about if you don't feel fulfilled or full in that community, something is missing. So that's not your place. And I think now it's not my place because I'm very, there will be a trend in the sweat lodge and in the men's circle.
Yep,
For me, it's sacred manhood. And for me, it's she's a biological woman. And for me, I don't feel safe in that circle anymore. So now I am talking about these men who are in service or leading in it.
yep,
And it put me aside so easily. So they just, okay, you don't come. Boom. And I've been in service for a very long time. So that hurts. And yeah, I want to honor my man sacredness.
yep,
And I want to be clear, a man, a woman,
yep.
men circles, women circles. Okay, we can come together, but it's different energies.
Okay.
So that's something
So so what you're doing is you're sad. I want to make sure I hear you correctly. You were with a brotherhood in a men's community for 8 years?
more than 8 years.
For
Yes.
more than 8 years, you served in that community, and then all of a sudden, they started transgender community started coming in. They let them in, and that
First time.
made you say it again.
First time. Next weekend, first time there will be a trance into a ceremony, into the
Okay, and
sweat lodge.
there's a trans in the ceremony, and and that made you not feel safe. And then when you
Yes.
told them that, they easily casted you out.
Yeah, not directly, but with some words quite easily. Yeah. And I already talk about it before, but they don't listen actually, and they don't we don't discuss about it quite good. So it's quite surface. It's quite not much communication.
So I experienced something like this in the past year, but you and I just had two different responses. Um, my retreats have always just been man, woman, biological man, woman. And someone came in named Jesse J at my retreats. And it's perfectly fine because it wasn't all men. However, inside of the retreat, I had this men's, it's called Chiefs Council. We meet 5 o'clock in the morning, and Jesse wanted to come. And I just was like, fuck it. Jesse wants to come. Jesse wants to come. Like, whatever. And I didn't allow, and this is not to make you wrong for your beliefs. Your beliefs are your beliefs. My beliefs just a little bit different because I function from soul connection and less of construct connection. Because anything that you identify yourself with, whether it's a vegan, the more things that you identify yourself with, the less free you are. And so I've seen people that are just like, I mean, they were born biologically a woman and they identify with so many things, just like I'm a vegan, I'm a this, I'm a that, and I'm a that, you can see the suffering in the body. So my conversation isn't about the construct. My conversation is the conversation that came up inside of experience, a transgender man inside of our all men community for the first time, and just allowing myself to expand and see what comes up. Because all I could go by is what they talk about in the news, and I know everything in the news is programming.
Yes.
What I don't know is what happens. And then all of a sudden, it was fucking cool as shit, bro. And I couldn't. I see. There's the human part of my brain, and then there's the part of when I'm functioning from my soul. So it was less about men community, and it was more about there was this space
Yeah.
for soul brothers, and nobody treated Jesse J any different. So Jesse J was the combination of J, who was born a woman and ran and escaped from Jesse, and then Jay went back to get Jay, and then combining them both together. And when I tell you it was cool as shit, and I was just like, you know what I mean? It was just cool as shit. It wasn't like, hey, we're just gonna feel sorry. Because I don't, as a black man, I hate when people give me an opportunity just because I'm black. So I'm not gonna give somebody an opportunity just because they're transgender or just because they're gay. Because that feeling right there is that, oh, I feel sorry for you because don't give me a sorry if I'm dope as shit, put me in the group. And so that's what it, don't put me on a panel because, oh, we need to diversify color. No, I'm dope as shit. Put me in the group. So because I don't come from, and I understand it's rare thinking. So I don't even come from, I'm gonna be the first black person to do this. But meanwhile, I break all of these barriers. They're like, yo, did you know that you were the first black? Yeah, but I wasn't trying to be. I was just being myself, and it just happened. All these records were broken. So the mindset that I come from is I solely operate from the soul. And that's where I connect with Jesse J from.
Yeah. I know
So
I can connect with
so
that
this is I just yeah, so I just wanted to share a
yourself.
different side of on the other side of just whatever. We don't know. We have what we think. But then I also don't want to navigate. You don't feel safe. And so what I would say is I would always trust not feeling safe. And also at the same time, allow your mind to be expanded.
Yes, there is one part of me that wants to go and to go in connection and to go into the space and to talk about it and to challenge what some leaders from that community are doing, and so connect with that person. And uh, and there is one part I just want to shut off and don't want to go and speak about it from distance, but not interfering, and just say, okay, I will stop with that community. So
Do
that's
do you feel stretched in this moment, even thinking about it?
yes.
Go, because your growth is on the other side of that. This is how I like as a tribal male who functions the way that I function. I'm like, oh, it's a stretch. Give me the easy route. I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, give me the fucking hard route. It's gonna be difficult conversations, whatever. But here's the thing about it. Inside of things like that has been my biggest transformation, has been my biggest growth. Because if you only know what you know, you're kind of gonna just whatever. Sometimes your shakeup comes in the most least likely packages. I remember I was doing this emotional intelligence course, and then my group leader was the most feminine man. It was a gay man, and it wasn't. I had never had an issue with the gay community. I was like one of the first people that like supported no hate before it became before it became cool. There was no issue, and I was just like, what is he gonna teach me about breakthrough? He seemed like very like whatever, and I'm just like, brother, let me tell you something. My ego got radically fucking rocked. That was the biggest. So because by me going into the arena I never would have gone into, I had to get past my judgment. I had to get past this. What is he going to teach me? I had to get past so many. I had to be in the humble state. And that dude right there, holy fucking shitballs. That was the biggest breakthrough I had ever had up until that point. And I was like, all right, humbled, humbled, because we have what we think.
We have what we think.
You have what you think. What you think is
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
And then there's the paradigm outside of a world you have no idea. So if you feel stretched thinking about it, go and get your growth, homie.
Hmm. Yeah. I think also when I get stretched, I back up. I close my heart. It gets too excited, and then I keep it safe, I think.
Yeah. Wait, well, you want to have a safe life or you want to have an adventurous life?
Yes, I want an adventure life. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can tell you what happens to people who always stay safe.
Then I close myself and I stay with myself. Then I don't go in connection. I go out of connection. And then I go to myself. Just say my empty space, I would say.
So here's my invitation to you. Here's my invitation to you.
Mm.
Transgender or not. The invitation is come from your soul and create soul connection beyond any construct. And let that invisible world reshape what you think is reality.
It's hard, but I will try.
Yes, it's hard because you're thinking about it from your mind, but the soul don't come from your mind. It comes from the wisdom of your body.
Yes. Okay.
Because see, you're thinking about it, and the thinking is the trap.
Yes. Yes. It's an
But you're
emotional.
like, you know what? My intention is to create a soul connection.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay. But okay.
If you keep
Yes.
saying it's hard because you're thinking about something.
Yeah.
But when you say my intention, it's allowing you, the intention is the seed, and most people don't set powerful intentions. So they basically roll their dice with results. It's like throwing spaghetti on the wall. But if you create a powerful intention, that is the railway that leads you to your results. And the intention, I don't know if you've ever done plant medicine or if you ever sat in ceremony, the intention is the first thing. What is your intention? Why? Because your intention will always see itself through.
Yeah, it's important. Yes.
So it's important in this case as well.
Yes. Very interesting. Yes. It's another shift, paradigm shift. Yeah. Cool.
So you got it, man. If you're talking about something, you feel stretched, ooh, go get your growth.
Yeah.
Because maybe in this cosmic way of how I believe God works,
Yeah. It's a deeper
God
way.
knows exactly
What you need.
what is needed for what you
Mhm.
actually want and not what you think you want. And those
Yeah.
are two different things. Sometimes people come to me, oh, I want to grow my business. I saw what you did with Carly Brown, and she was earning she couldn't crack 5,000 a month. The next, within 1 year, $145,000 passive income every single month. I want to grow my business. They come in, 30-minute conversation. They're like, oh shit, this is not about my business. So sometimes we think,
Yes, yeah.
but what it
There's
actually is
that.
very different than what we think.
What is behind that door? What will become next after that connection?
Go
Soul
get your
connection.
growth. Go get your growth, brother.
Thank you, brother. Peace, brother. Thank you.
What are you leaving with this conversation? What are you leaving
Mm.
from this conversation?
Not follow always the mind thinking and go into the body and spirit and soul um, feelings and go behind the walls that you think is stretching you and holding you back and break through that wall and to see what is behind that back and not try to get the easy way and
Yeah.
to shut off and to stay open.
And at the same time, I do not want to negate that you didn't feel safe. So the part of you that didn't feel safe, I also want to acknowledge that. There's nothing wrong with your belief. And this is the issue of
Mm,
humanity trying to force somebody to believe something. I want to let you know that just because I believe differently than you, there's nothing wrong with your belief and the route that you're taking. This is what people do in church. They're like, well, because I learned faster than you, you're going to go to hell because you don't believe. I'm like, yo, don't you put your version of Jesus off on me because you were trained through dogma. My
absolutely.
journey is my journey, and you won't teach me. You won't teach me. I will not
No.
allow you to tell me how to believe. So I want you to know that I also carry in sacred wholeness. I respect your belief. You are not wrong for feeling what you feel. And your feeling of not feeling safety, it matters to me.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
yes. You bring connection.
They both can exist at the same time,
Yeah. Respect others, their beliefs and anything they think.
right?
Yes. Thank you.
So this is what that is. So maybe what you thought you were going to get from the men's group, you kind of just are getting it right now. And then you go to the men's group and then you get something you never knew that you were going to get. So now you get a 2-for-1.
Yes. Great. two for the price for one.
When God gives it, it's abundant.
It's abundance, always abundance.
Good stuff, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Take care. Somebody said, whoa, calm down. Don't tell me to calm down on my own channel. You can easily get off this channel. I don't need to calm down. My passion is my passion, and I will never allow someone to tell me to calm down. That's what you do to kids. And this is why, just so you know, when you tell somebody to calm down, when you tell that to kids, it's saying that their expression isn't valid, that they don't have permission to express. And then we wonder why there's the Me Too movement. We wonder why the number one fear in the world, even more than death, statistically, public speaking. You want to know why? Because people say, hey, calm down, you're too loud, you're too much. So, my friend, you will not come on my platform and tell me to calm down. And I will never listen to any human tell me to calm down when I'm expressing my truth. If you don't like it, you don't need to be here. Now, what were we talking about? Let's see. I'm gonna do. Oh, I get to go pick up my daughter from school. So, I wanted to share. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. And this has been a beautiful interruption to the monotonous of everything that's going on in the world right now. And I'm just so grateful, and it's an honor to serve and support and be here for those who are willing to receive. And I'm just grateful. So if anybody would like to be around, just be a part of a cool ass group where we talk about cool ass shit and around some high vibrational people, um, type in community. We finally found a way. I've been pushing for this in the back end systems of my team for 3 years. We need an affordable way for people to be a part of Artist Power. And we now have it, and it's being launched today. Type in the word community, and it's only $9.95 a month for a whole month of growth and community and connectivity and learning and growing. I've been trying. And, I hear what people say, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't know because it's too hard. I don't have the $2,500 to do the retreat, or I don't have this other thing, and I don't." And I was telling my team, I was like, "I need a way to get everybody in." I was like, the money. I was like, fuck these high tickets. I love the high tickets. I love it. 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 I don't mean by fuck that. What I mean is what matters to me more than anything is I want a community of people. Is I really want a community of people who are hungry for growth, who are hungry for creativity, who are hungry to turn their art into a lifestyle that takes care of them and their family and impacting the world. I want to be surrounded by a bunch of people like that. Let's give them an easy way to get in. If you can afford $9.95 a month, we created it. Now we got it. And this is the beginning of something that's going to be epically cool. So y'all are going to get to grow with us as we continue to 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 grow and launch new things and new courses. And we have a private Telegram chat, and you get to be a part of that and ask for support, and people come in. It's going to be really, really, really epic, and you just get to be a part of some cool ass shit. I don't know. Imagine if you could have been a part of like Apple when it first started. Well, this is that for artists and creators that need other artists and creators and no longer want to live in the what is it called? There's a reason why they call it the starving artist. I'm tired of that. Artists should be thriving. There should be a revolution, and it should be led by artists and creators. Those are the people that should be running the world. They should, because those are the open-minded people. Those are the people who have the ability to tap into their intuition and create new ideas and create new ways for people to feel like they belong and feel like they're welcomed. It's like, and I got tired of looking for it, so I was like, fuck it. I'll create it. Welcome to Artist Power, the place where artists remember how to take back their power and then create the world that they actually want to live in. If you want to be a part of something like that, type the word community there. And let's go change the world and make it a better place. Now. Y'all take care. Peace.